time I see the red and blue, I feel some tension. I know that they think my car got drugs that load up with me.
We are sitting here with City Fidelia. A lot of people would say a pioneer in the Ottawa music scene, and someone would say the hottest in the Ottawa music scene. So I just want to say thank you for sitting down with me. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm doing pretty good. Did you see that Super Bowl yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Who did you bet on? Who did you have your dollars and chips on?
I was going for Brady, man. You have to always go for the winners. But I wanted, you know, I think him winning was a beautiful story. So I really want to see that too. So
the 7, like it's unheard of.
I wanted him to say that he was retiring after he won, though.
I kind of thought, like, that's what, so, like, it ended, and I'm like, my buddy was about to turn off the ceremony. I'm like, no, I think he might be retiring here, because it makes sense. Like, what are you going to go do, the San Francisco Niners next?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Come on, bro. So it was definitely fun to watch, but with that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes here, and let's get to know who City Fidelia is. Now, I believe it's time to bring Ottawa to the world, and the world to Ottawa. That was your last quote out of... one of your articles. Yeah. Why do you think it's time for Ottawa to meet the world musically?
I just think, like, you know, the scene here is like growing at a rapid pace, and I feel like just in general we're unique individuals that, for the most part, anywhere we go in the world, we're loved. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the successful people that are in the music industry, a lot of them come from Ottawa. Like if you think of like the Weeknd's group of guys like XO, like it's a lot of his team comes from Ottawa, Belly, Cash, and it's just always been a thing where, you know, whoever was talented, they got their moment, they left and just never came back.
You want to put on,
but I think now Ottawa's in a place where like people are proud to be from here. They're having successful moments and staying here. So I think it's I think I'm just in a place where I just want to help build the infrastructure in the city, like that people don't feel like they have to move if they want to be a part of this entertainment industry.
So that being said, the last, let's say, notable artist as well as yourself to come out of Ottawa were, let's say, Night Lavelle, Dax. Now for the young bulls coming up, or the young bloods as we like to call them, how did they get a foothold in the industry, such as you yourself, Lavelle, or Dax? How do they try and manifest their exposure in today's day and age in the Ottawa scene?
I think it's all about, you know, I always tell other artists that, like, it's about finding your formula. You know, like you could study other people's blueprints, but everyone has their own story, but it's all about like embodying that story and really believing in it. And I think, you know, that's something I'm proud of when it comes to myself, is that I always believed in my own vision, and that allowed me to not compare myself to other people's path.
Because once you start comparing, it's kind of like,
exactly,
like, oh my God, he's doing that. I'm not, like, what do I do? You know what I mean?
Exactly, you know, and if I was doing that, for most of my life, I probably would have quit by now, you know. Like 100%. I've been doing this for a long time, you know. I've seen a lot of people come and
pioneer,
go.
as I said. So, who is, now, that being said, let's like, I want to hone in on what you just said. So who would be on City Fidelia's radar in Ottawa musically right now? If you were to suggest 3 things to a girl you just started seeing, who would you suggest from Ottawa?
Man, what's dope is that, like, I'm working with a lot of them, which is nice. So I would say Jaden Hill, Jeff Sandin, which is my brother. I don't know if you ever heard his music, but he's a producer and an artist. I listen to the whole FTG group a lot.
I've heard of them.
FTG, Reggie, Metro that passed away 2 times.
Rest in peace,
Romeo Don't Die. He's another artist from here that's really dope.
2 times making some noise.
2 times fire.
He's speaking to one of the people in his camp, and I want to get him up here. But he's
2 times fire.
Doing a lot of noise, so shout out him.
Hueso Training Season. There's a couple. Babe Ruth, Leah Cloud, like this. There's a lot of.
I've heard of Hueso too, for sure. Okay, so there's quite a bit. Maybe we'll put some of those names that you just said up on the video so people could get the spellings and whatnot and search them themselves. But focusing on your music now, I went into your catalog and I was combing through it. I was like, what's nigga about? What he's singing about? What am I getting myself into? And what I found is, baby, smile and take my life. Yeah, 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 yeah.
The pigs at the crib with no one, they wanna kick in the door.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
What made you decide to have those conversations within music, in the sense of like, I hear these songs and it's like it's complaining about the social fabric of society, in the sense of like it's the nuances of everyone notices when they're going out, like people saying fake shit, like saying I love you when you barely know me, or for instance there's a couple other ones that rang off to me. Hold on here, don't worry, I deleted all your nudes because I don't do what other bitch niggas do. So just lines like that, they really they ring off to me. But
well, that last bar you spoke about, it's actually like, I heard a story about like someone breaking up with somebody,
okay,
and then like the person like released the nudes of the individual, and I was kind of like,
that's dirty.
I'm like, that's whack.
Maybe a Sears catalog, but no releasing.
And so it was my way of being like, no matter how mad I am, I wouldn't like
do that kind of shit.
Low, you know what I mean? But
fair enough. So you've had relationships where they've pushed you to that, but you've always kept it cool and cordial and respectful.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you wanna be happy with your old self. You know, 100%. You want to be able to look back and be like, I made the right decision.
You want to burn some bridges, but not too many. Now, I want to touch on the fact that you said you were the golden child when growing up. You were always telling the story. Yeah. Now, I know you grew up in Chinatown. Yeah. And growing up in Chinatown, you said you started rapping about guns and drugs. Yeah. Now, that's how you started rapping. Yeah. Now, I saw what product you put out today, or what you put out in general. It's not that anymore. No. So what made you shift from that? And my question to you is, do you feel like you needed to rap about those certain topics to blow because that's what society's made us to think? You know what I mean? Like you're a gangster rapper, or you're black and you started rapping. You better be rapping about guns and drugs. You know what I mean? So
I think for me at the time it was just like, I don't know, the music I was listening to was like Dipset, Cassidy.
Got you.
And you know, a lot of those rappers like 50 Cent. So like that's what they were rapping about. So like for me it was like kind of like a sort of imitation, you know?
Exactly. So I want to dive into something. Yeah. You just said imitation.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little? See what I mean? Like when you rap about that content matter, even if you're just rap, like, you know what I mean? It's a vicious cycle, is what I'm saying. You know, like as opposed to rapping. I don't want to say something positive or like a Will Smith rap. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's definitely good to have that variety out there, so you don't have just that one.
No, for sure.
Spin the block. You know what I mean? As much as I like that, as you know. So okay, I wanted to.
I still talk that shit, but it's just more from an angle of a reporter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I report the news now, you know what I mean? Instead of talking about how I'm doing all these things.
So let me add on to the next question I was going to ask. What made you make the switch? How did you find more love to rap in this manner as opposed to, you know, how you started?
I think it was just like me being more honest with myself, you know what I mean? Like I'm not out here shooting people or sticking people up or whatever, you know,
100%.
Obviously growing up in certain areas, you know, everyone, you know, you're a kid, you do stupid shit, but like that's not really me. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just telling my true story on these records.
There you go. Now I want to get to more of a question about you, in the sense I'm looking at your name. I know your first name is Luigi. I love that name, by the way. What does City Fidelia, how did you come up with that performance name, and what does it mean? Maybe give us some background to the people that don't know. What does City Fidelia mean?
It's crazy how it played out, because I used to go by City Boy.
The City Boys be up.
Yeah.
You left me hanging there.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, fuck, your interview's over.
We gotta get that on camera.
we were vibing. I thought we were.
My bad. I didn't see it.
Felt like Danny Green there, you know? Anyways, please ask the question.
Basically, so one of my next door neighbors in Chinatown, he used to always call me a city boy because he used to go to like the cottage with his family, and he would be like, "Oh, you should come." And me, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to stay on the block, play basketball, play street hockey, and all that stuff." You know, I'm like, I'm not trying to go to no cottage, you know. And he'd be like, "Oh, you're such a city boy," and like I kind of like kept that name.
Okay.
And then one of my homies, called Noy, he's still making music to this day. He was like, if you go on Google and you type in like City Boy, like there's gonna be a whole bunch of people popping up.
Business wise, got you.
Exactly, and he's like, yo, why don't you use your last name? And my last name actually stands for loyalty and faithfulness. So it's like loyal to my city.
You tell the girls that the first time you meet them? They feel that more at ease, you know? Don't worry, babe.
Don't worry, I'm faithful. I'm Fidelia.
Black men don't cheat. Don't laugh too hard, you know? Anyways, I want to move on and talk to you about your recent success, and congratulations. You just secured the position at CHUO as creative director. Now, why make that decision at this point in time in your music career?
Man, I think just my whole career, I've just always been an individual that breaks rules, you know what I mean? So I think this is just another moment of that, you know, like just because I'm an artist doesn't mean I can't do something else.
Fair enough, okay.
I think, you know, I'm really into just showing people how to survive out here, you know? So this was just my way of doing things on my terms and looking into different avenues and showing other artists how to be entrepreneurs.
100%. So it's something that kind of just made sense at the time for you.
Yeah, it definitely made sense, and it was one of those things where, you know, when I was interviewed for the position, you know, it's one of the things I expressed is that it was the first time in my life, like, I didn't need a job for money. Like, I was already okay, you know, I had my studio ready.
Nice.
So, like, I was like, hey, you know, I want to actually take this on because for one, there's been a platform. CHUO has been a platform that really dedicated themselves to the community. So I'm like, hey, now I want to be able to, you know, help this platform get to this level where where I feel I could take it to, you know what I mean? Which is, like I said in that quote, you know, to the world and bring the world to Ottawa, you know.
You know, I was gonna say that kind of sounds like a Drake line, though. You know? I'm not hiding you from the world. I've heard the world from you, baby.
The pigs at the crib with no one, they wanna kick in the joint, then at the phone, they only inform is how in the fuck they get their employment. Ego is so damn enormous, you would think that it came with a bonus. Live by whatever they code us, hit us with heat, that should be the coldest. I'm a POC, where the POV can silence me, no more slaving me. VVS is only time I freeze, you say talk is cheap, don't you see the carrots?
So your music is still at the forefront of your career?
No, for sure. That's my artistry is what opens the doors for everything. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have this position if it wasn't for my music.
No, 100%.
So I that's always going to be in the forefront. And I was asked the other day, where are you going to find time for music, why not? But
that's what I was wondering. That's what I mean. That's a big position,
for me,
right?
No, for sure. But it's just, for me, it's like, when it came to my music, I always acted like an executive anyway. So, like, a lot of things I'm doing, I see CHUO's like things I'm used to, things I love doing, like building connections, building networks, making it work.
Deal.
Exactly. And honestly, people are gonna hear more music from me this year than they ever had in my whole career.
You heard it here first. So
exactly.
Now your dad was a bass guitar, and that was a big influence on your career.
Yeah.
What kind of advice does your father give you in the sense of manifesting your music career in the next 2 years? Or what kind of goals does he give you?
Honestly, I think he plays a big part of just like music being in my blood and my brother's blood, the one that makes music, Jeff Sandin.
Okay.
I think he really pushed me because he's one of those individuals that is a hard worker. Like him and my mom are both hard workers, and they kind of pushed me in a sense where it wasn't like, hey, like, drop everything, pursue music. They definitely, you know, like,
because that's a scary thing to hear for a parent.
Well, for sure. You know, they're immigrant parents. You know, they
work
exactly. They want you to work. They want you to do the school thing. You know, like I did the school thing, but I dropped out my last year.
You need to add that in, but
but stay in school.
No, I'm just kidding.
So my parents were really adamant about me staying in school.
Yes,
which kind of, I guess, for me in my head, gave me that pressure of like, okay, I gotta treat this music like school, so I gotta set like goals and like deadlines, and like, you know, if it's like reaching 1 million streams, that's my graduation, and just treat it like that, you know. And I think it's just like in the recent years are kind of like, all right, cool, because at the end of the day, parents just want their kids to be okay, you know. They just want their kids to cover the bills, whatever. And now that I'm in a position where like I'm definitely showing that, plus giving back,
Yeah.
Kinda like,
So
all right,
it's-
cool. And
Zip.
you know, but the thing is, it's like they knew like no matter what they said, like my energy was so on this music,
so focused.
it was so focused on this music, and like I would just constantly just progress, and
Well, you progressed quite far, because my
Thank
next
you.
question is, how the hell did you end up on the Rolling Loud Hong Kong on the rollout for that? So tell me about that. Rolling Loud Hong Kong. First of all, Rolling Loud's a huge brand.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
To make
yeah.
it onto their brand anywhere in the world is a huge step. So congrats on that. But
Thank
tell me
you,
how the
thank
hell
you.
that happened.
Oh man, it's which is crazy, because when I did Blues Fest earlier that year, and then my little sister was like, okay, yeah, now I can't wait for you to do Rolling Loud. And me, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but me,
yeah.
I'm thinking it's like years from now,
Got you,
like
got you.
a good 2 years or whatever.
100%.
And then the opportunity came, and so basically the way it happened is like the Live Nation.
Okay.
That they're the ones that organized the festival, like reached out because they like my music, and my manager at the time, I'm still cool with her, had a kind of in with them, and like amongst all the artists that were being pitched, they were kind of like,
I have to do the due diligence. Yeah, there he is.
they're like, they wanted me to perform. And then what was cool about that,
Yes.
Night Lavelle was also on the bill.
Okay, so
it's like two Ottawa guys,
Right.
about to perform overseas on the other side of the world.
that's just crazy, and that must just give so many young bulls in Ottawa just
hope,
hope to see two guys doing it really on like the biggest rap concert in the
The
world. I'd say
platform,
maybe
yeah.
other than, I don't want to say Coachella's a rap concert, but it's huge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'd say Rolling Loud is the biggest rap.
Just
Yeah.
strictly rap. So to
Yeah.
even break in there, congrats on that. That's just
Thank
crazy. Even friggin' here. Now you decided you performed at Blues Fest in 2013 and 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
If you were to make a hip hop stage at Blues Fest right now,
Yeah.
who would you put on it? You have five slots. Who are you putting on it for the Ottawa people?
I'm putting Travis Scott.
Okay. Wow, we got a big budget this year.
I'm putting Kanye West.
Okay, we had him in 2014. Remember, did you go to that?
No,
That shit was
I
wild, bro.
I was in Toronto.
Whew, poor you. Anyways, go on.
Roddy Rich.
Okay.
Man, who else would I have on there? I'm trying to think of who I think of.
Yeah.
I like YBN Corday.
Okay, no more YBN there. It's just Corday.
It's just Corday.
Come
Yeah,
on,
you're right,
man.
Corday. And
You got one more. I don't know. That could have two. My math's terrible.
I would have Drake. I would have
Drake, of course. I was
Drake
waiting
come
for
back,
Aubrey
yeah.
to be picked.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, let's go on to
Oh man, yo, I'm lying, man. I didn't put J. Cole there. J. Cole for sure.
Jeez, Jay, you hear this guy? Come on.
Cole.
Why did you shoot me? Now you got the world marching in my name. Don't you feel the pain that you instilled in my family? All I ever asked for was change, but caught a bullet in exchange. Damn. For you, it's just another day on the job. For us, it's another life that was robbed. And I know while my family is doing my funeral arrangements, you're ordering your double-double with a glazed donut. Pig.
Now I got a little debate for you, because I've had this debate twice over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've gotten two different answers, and I feel like I'm right. The person I argued with it feels like he's right. The two people I've told the story to have given two different answers. So I'm hoping you can help me settle this debate once for all. Put my papers down, because this is going to be a debate now.
Okay.
When this is all said and done,
Yeah.
musically,
Yeah.
when it's all said and done, who will have a bigger impact musically?
Okay.
Drake or Jay-Z? I'll let you start.
Wow. Musically?
Right?
Musically?
You should have seen the other guys. They just bowled in on one answer, and I was like, bro, give it some thought.
I think musically, Drake.
I'm looking at the producers to the right. They gave me shit for this, hey. But when the young bulls get in front of the camera, some sense starts to be talked.
I think I think as a mogul, though, I think Jay-Z.
And that's what, big up OG Jeff, he did say that to me.
Yeah.
He says, mogul-wise, Jay's way bigger. But musically, bro, this guy, in my opinion, runs circles around him.
Yeah,
variety-wise,
sings,
variety,
exactly.
variety.
He sings
He rap
pop songs, rap songs.
Okay.
He's a lot of versatility, and like I'm pretty sure he has more number ones than Jay-Z at this point.
More number ones than the Beatles.
Yeah.
So like, how could you go against that?
He's been on top of the game for over 10 years. I don't think anybody has done that.
No. I'm sorry. Well, Jay-Z. One of the arguments the other person had in this argument is Jay-Z's been in the game like 20 plus. Was it 20 plus years? 30 or 40. Thanks, Jeff.
That's, you know what? That's the thing. When I used to be asked that question, I used to respond that, and I forgot about that response because that is true. It's like
right?
Jay-Z's the only person you could say that's been in the Biggie era, and still maintaining in the Drake era. So like.
Maintaining? When was his last project? He's due, right?
Oh wait, 444 was fire.
2014 or 2015?
But that was a fire project though, and he was selling out arenas still.
Jeff's face is just to the moon right now. So.
It's true. It is true. Like we would have to give Drake a couple more years.
But that's what I mean. Drake ain't done yet, and he's 39 or 35. I'm sorry, Arby. I don't know your age. Invite me to your house.
I think he's like 32. No.
32. So what? He has if Jay-Z's 54, which he is, I know that. Shit, that just contradicts my whole theory. But he has another 20 years.
But we'll see. We'll see where
Jay-Z's gonna be croaked.
I think this album is crucial.
I'm nervous.
I think he has to deliver this album.
Why? To me, when I sit there, I like rapping Drake. Like Charlamagne says, bro, like singing shit's all good for the ladies, and when I'm in the club, giving the two-step, fine. Why can't you just give us another album? Like, if you're rating this, it's too late.
Yeah.
How hard is that to do? Let's do it.
I think for me, my favorite album from Drake is Take Care. I think there was a good balance.
That's a safe answer, and it makes sense.
I think there was a good balance.
It makes sense.
Of like singing and rapping on there. The songs flowed into each other pretty nice, and he sounded really hungry on that album. Like
he was. I think he was signed at the point, but he was still on the come up. But no, that makes sense and whatnot. But I just needed to hear your take. So thank you for giving me that take. With that being said, thank you for joining me in City of Fidelia at this lovely studio. I just want to thank the people that hosted us today. I want to thank BNBX Records. I also want to thank. La Boutique Studios, and I also want to thank Taryn. So thank you guys for hosting us. We're going to be doing many more interviews coming up. City Fidelia has a lot coming up this year. As you heard on this interview, you're going to see more music than ever coming up this year. So stay tuned for that. You're swagging. You're looking good. I'm going to leave the mic to anything you want to say, anything you want to get off your chest, anyone you want to shout out. It's your time.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ottawa. Releasing a song next week.
Okay.
Like I said.
Do we got a name for the song? Give me a little exclusivity.
The song's called Drugs and Loaded Weapons.
Contradicts the first page of the interview.
But actually, which is funny, is so the song is about pretty much like police brutality, basically.
Of course.
And like the concept of the song is like just the experience of a black individual that sees cops, and it's like you feel that tension every time you see cops
driving,
and you feel like they think that you have like drugs and loaded weapons in your car.
See, there's a story behind it.
So that's the concept.
All right. Way to bring it around.
But with the title, I wanted the title,
right?
Exactly.
Let's not bullshit.
Exactly, and I feel like the title sounds ignorant. But when you listen to the song,
it's more It's
more, conscious, but still ignorant at the same time.
Okay.
When you hear it,
you give us a little bit of both. You salt bait it,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm good at.
Fair enough.
I'm good at being ignorant but conscious at the same time.
Guns and Loaded Weapons. Stay tuned next week. See you for our next interview, for joining us. This and that, all good. Peace out. Oh my God. See you guys.
time I see the red and blue, I feel some tension. I know that they think my car got drugs and loaded weapons. They can take my life at any time at their discretion. So I need a clip off on my hip for protection. It's been fucked 12 lately. Boys and blue be acting shady. Aiming for a stomach, throwing bullets like they Tom Brady. Tryna stay calm, stay strong when the TV's on. Flipping through the news just to see another brother gone. Even when the camera's on, they always acquitted. Yeah, they put them charges on, but never convicted. Took George Floyd for some white boys to finally get it. Hoping they never forget it. Hoping they never forget it. What you know about trauma? Things we do for the commas. Jungle full of piranhas. Even the cops can rob us. Hey, got so much adrenaline. Walking in my melanin. Cause you never know when a brother gon' get killed again. Every time I see the red and blue, I feel some tension. I know that they think my car got drugs and loaded weapons. They can take my life at any time at their discretion. So I need a clip off on my hip for protection.
They just wanna take my life. Yeah, 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 yeah. They just wanna take my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, I got my hands up.
The pigs at the crib with no warrant, they wanna kick in the joint, they not the phone, they only informants. How in the fuck they get their employment? Ego is so damn enormous, you would think that it came with a bonus. Live by whatever they code us, hit us with heat, that should be the coldest. I'm a POC, where the POV can't silence me, no more slaving me. VVS is only time I freeze, you say talk is cheap, don't you see the carrots in my teeth? Black old business and the nominee, now in Monopoly. White folks wanna jealous me. I just sip some Hennessy. I got so much energy. All we want is freedom, but you keep killing my folks for free. Fuck 12, get that number when I'm counting 1, 2, 3.
They just wanna take my life. Yeah, 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 yeah. They just wanna take my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, got my hands up. Don't shoot, I got my hands up.
Why did you shoot me? Now you got the world marching in my name. Don't you feel the pain that you instilled in my family? All I ever asked for was change, but caught a bullet in exchange. Damn. For you, it's just another day on the job. For us, it's another life that was robbed. And I know while my family is doing my funeral arrangements, you're ordering your double-double with a glazed donut. Pig.